Hey guys, I'm sorry that was a little bit of cut. We cut because this one was being unserious. Um,
Assez parlé, plus que des mots je veux partager. Assez parlé, avec toi j'aimerais m'oublier. Passe
Hi guys, it's me. I'm back again. I'm here with a friend. He's gonna introduce himself, and we're gonna go from there.
so hello guys, my name is Ray Chris, but I go by Ima. Don't laugh, it's a female name, I know, but yeah, I'm a Frame 24 the director and the CEO owner, but also I am an artist under Grant's Record. Yeah, that's it. I'm a Congolese born, lives in the USA now, in New York.
Okay. Thank you for introducing yourself, and thank you for telling.
Wow.
Thank you for telling us all of that. If somebody was to meet you for the first time, what's the first thing that they will notice about you?
That's a tricky question. But as much as I want something else to be introduced, but whenever I step in a room, everybody look at me and be like, "This is an artist." But it shouldn't be like that. I don't want that to be my identity. I'm not denying that part of me, but I would like.
Yeah, like a scene.
We in the trees. That's why you brought me. So I would like something else to be introduced to some like just a guy walking around, just a normal guy with a normal life passing around. Yeah, but basically it's an artist. That's what people see whenever they see me.
Okay.
What about you?
What about me?
Yeah, what about you? What do you think people notice?
I think a lot of people noticed how I smile. People be like, "Oh, you smile a lot."
So if you reform on that question, how? Yeah, they usually look at how tall I am. They were like, "Yo, that nigga short." But no, not only that. Yeah, he's quiet.
So, Chris, how old are you? Don't lie.
You know, that's a camera, right?
Yeah, I know.
Hey guys, I'm old enough.
How old are you?
I mean, I have two kids, so I'm 42.
Lying. How old are you?
Oh no, I'm 25 now.
Yeah?
Yes,
Come again?
I'm 25.
Show ID.
Okay, if you don't believe me, chill.
Okay, so you're 25. Okay. Um, how long have you been in New York?
Um, I came here since 2017, and I only step out for 1 or 2 years. I lived in Des Moines, Iowa, but a part of that 2 years, all my life I've been in New York. What about you?
Me, I came here in 2012. So I've been here for 2012? No, 2014. Eh? Yeah. So I've been here for 11 years.
Amazing.
How many languages do you speak?
Ooh, don't take me there. A lot.
How many?
I don't know. Yeah, I have a little of everything. I can speak Swahili, a good Swahili. I can speak Fuliru. That's my tribe. I'm Fuliru. Speak a little bit of Kirundi. You know, if you can speak a little bit of Kirundi, it means you can speak a little bit of Kinyarwanda, right? And this English part, I'm Congolese, so I hear a little bit of French. I don't speak a lot, but if you say hello, I will say hello back. What about you?
Me? I speak a little bit of English, little bit of Kinyarwanda, little bit of Swahili, little bit of French, little bit of Chinese, little bit.
Hey, chill. Let's speak Chinese. Don't go in Chinese.
Niha.
Ah, ushaniangusha. Yeah.
You say we speak a little bit of each language, right?
We move on.
Okay. So you say if you somebody that speaks Kirundi, that means you can also understand Kinyarwanda.
Yes.
So kanwazi kino Kinyarwanda.
Okay.
Umuntu avuze ngo let me see ni kintu kigoye mu Kinyarwanda. Aha.
Vuga none, vuga. Ndasobanura. Vuga.
Okay. Umuntu avuze ngo nta josi rikura wait, I don't know how to say that. I don't know either. Like ngo nta josi rikura ngo niba ari ngo nta.
Umutwe?
Yeah.
Ah.
Ngo nta josi ryakuze ngo risumba umutwe. Bashatse kuvuga iki?
It doesn't matter how old you are. You cannot pass your mama. There's some things that you always gonna be under. For example, like your brother, right? Your big brother. Even if you are so tall, for anyhow, you're not gonna be older than your brother, right? You may be rich, doesn't mean that you're gonna be older than those people. Some things they don't just come with growth. For example, money, maturity. They always gonna be that reality that some people they're gonna be older by nature.
Okay, that's good. So let's dive in with one of the discussion that we prepared. So the first discussion is education. What's education?
Education. It is a tool. It is a tool used to educate people about society, environment. Not only that, it's also a tool for a better life. That's how I explain it, right? But more of it is more like learning.
Okay. So, what would you tell people like that never went to school like about education?
Okay. I myself, I never went to school. When I mean I never went to school, it's not like I never went to high school or something. It means there's some level of education that I had and I finished on, but it wasn't enough for me. So people who never went to school, what can I tell them about education? Education you can get it from anywhere, right? For example, it's not only about school. It's not about being seated in a class and taught something. That's only education. Education comes in a many form. We get our first education at home by our parents. You can get educated by friends and family. For example, like right now, this is an educating moment for some people because they will be learning something new, including us, like me. So that's education.
Okay. One thing I can say about education is that it's a way of opening minded, especially like people that is close minded, and it also change culture and tradition, which this apply to like our parents. There's certain things that would never ever understand because they never went to school. And there's certain things that people like, for example, people from village that never been educated, the things they will never understand because they don't have that knowledge. So they say the best powerful thing they can have kuri ino si y'abazima ni ubwenge cyangwa ubumenyi. So iyo ufite ubumenyi uba ufite byose.
Right.
So abantu like that, like people that are usually like behind in everything is because they don't have that knowledge. So for example, the reason why I even mentioned our parents, like ababyeyi biwacu bakunda kubyara abana benshi cyane bazi, I don't know, for some reason, I don't know why, but nyine bakabyara, but like ariko abantu benshi bari educated, they know that kubyara is not just
Okay.
It's not just kubyara gusa. It comes with more to it. It's like more
Okay.
about maintaining mind and too much.
I have a little question for you, right? Just two questions, right? You talked about Koviara, and at some point I'm oppose on that.
Okay.
Um, I must start with saying like I must start with asking a question. Does going to school only going to school means that you're educated? Okay.
So kugenda ku ishuri doesn't mean you're educated. But you still learn things. It still opens your mind. You get.
Okay. I'm sorry to cut you off, but another question is that I heard you say about Koviara, right?
Yeah.
So, as some people back and you given an example to our African parents. Some parents is right. Some parents is in Africa, they went to school. They even finish all the masters degrees and all that. For example, I'm talking about my past. I'm a open a little bit about me. Let's go back. I'm a son in a family of 7 kids, right? My father before that, he was a son in a family of more kids that I can ever count of. My father went to school. He wasn't a doctor, but he was into medicine. He went to college, he finished. He had a master's into medicine and all that, but he still didn't manage to do that. I think it's more about culture when you get to Koviare.
It's not really about the culture. Cause tell me why when a lady, like a woman, or I should say a mother, she's already struggling in life, and she have a baby in her back, and she already carrying another baby. Ukumva? And then on the top of that, she already like she can barely survive herself, and she's keep bringing more kids. Quisi, you get? I'm like, I'm so confused. I'm like, you can barely manage yourself. You can barely manage the one that you already have. Why you having more kids already? It's kinda off. That people need to educate those people more to it, because if they understand that in life, in life, you don't just bring like Amana Kwisi, you just push out like that.
Again, well, why I keep saying that it has. I'm not denying that it doesn't have anything to do with education. I feel like some people it does, but also I think it has with personal choices of living, right, and also culture. For example, I say that I have a question. We're talking about a story. We're talking about education. Do you study your story, African story, in so many ways? Because if you was, you understand that based on the family members you had, right? The more labor you could have freely. For example, in our homes, we could survive by farming, by owning those animals, and for you to maintain all that, you need to have people who go work for you, and working for you means your own family for living. We passed that era, and then it got to the point that they're only doing that because they choose to. For example, as I said, some families they choose to do that. My mama, for example, she chose to do that. She's well educated. She went to school too, just like my father. But she still managed to have those kids, 7. If you ask me, was it the right move for them? You will never know, because they made that choice just like you and your husband will make that choice.
To have 7.
No. A different choice. It may be a different choice, right?
7 is crazy.
It may be a different choice, but you will make that choice together. For example, like me with my wife, we will. But 7 is crazy. Though. No, hell no, 7 is crazy.
No, why do you say supporting that?
I'm not supporting it. I'm just saying that if we being honest about how things works, just because they having those kids doesn't mean that they wasn't educated. Maybe they
But
were.
mostly they're not. Because these people, they don't have money, but they keep pushing baby. Like, I don't want to say this, but and family planning. Those, there are certain things ari ibintu biba bikenewe kwigwa urumva. Another thing, wait.
Okay, keep going.
Another thing, ababyeyi mostly ntabwo batekereza about how, like, when you have a child, it's not just feeding them and clothing
No,
them.
it's-
It comes with more responsibility, like ufite kumaintaininga ukuntu nabo, like nyine environment babayemo, nawe ufite kuba involved, otherwise abana bawe, they're not gonna be good kids. You know, there's more to it than just kubaha ibyo kurya n'imyambaro n'inkweto n'ibyo byose.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I
It's
agree
right
with you.
now.
I feel like family planning families are necessary. But again, I must say this.
But now they're necessary.
They are necessary.
Okay.
But I must say this. Hey guys, I'm sorry that was a little bit of cut because this one was being unserious. She asked one question. She asked if I was supported when I was a kid, emotionally and physically. Yes, the answer would be yes. But for somehow you guys gonna understand me why I say that. I know that's a new thing to say as an African kid, but anybody who were raised in an African community, they understand that they know such a thing as mental health. In so many families, they don't talk about those kind of stuff, and which makes a lot of kids to become mute on feeling some type of things, even if they feel they wouldn't notice it. So, was I supported? Yes, I was supported to a point that I didn't feel any void that needed to be filled in my life. And to be honest, do I think we can do better by talking more with families on some topics? Yes, we can, but for me, I feel like they did what they can. Though I wish that when I grow up, I can do better then.
Then your parents did.
Yes, because I feel like I want to be able to make a place that a kid will feel safe to talk about some things that I was afraid to talk to people about. Not because they didn't want to hear it, but because they didn't open the environment to make me feel like, hey, these things exist and you can talk about these things. You can, as a man, you should talk about this. My dad did a lot of things. I still remember my first day of teaching me how to be a man. Cannot go deep into that, but he gave me a lot of specific lessons on becoming a man, and I became a man on that. When I'm talking about becoming a man on that, I really stand on that. And I'm proud that he did that, which means we had that bond. We could talk about things, though I just wish that there's some part of being an African that he couldn't touch. And I feel like we can do better on that.
Okay.
Were you supported in your family?
Emotionally?
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie. As the oldest child, I wasn't emotionally supportive about my mom, but it was okay. I survived. I mean, at the same time, when I don't blame my mom, because I feel like she also had me as the first child. So as a mother, she's also learning. So as me, I'm like, you know, when you bagita gutera?
A trial?
No,
Experience? What?
There's a word that they use in science.
A trial?
Mm-mm.
What? Oh, she was exploring.
Experiment.
Experiment.
Yeah.
So that's a trial.
But I wanted to use experiment.
Experiment.
So I was like experiment for my mom. Okay. So I don't really. But it turns out.
You were. Look at you.
No, I'm talking about. It turns out, even though I was not really like raised with emotional things and physical touch, I'm just emotional person, physical touch person. I'm like the opposite. It things that I wasn't teach. Yeah, go watch. Anyway, so anyway, yeah. So there was hari rino jambo ry'umuntu yigeze kutubwira, yaravuze ngo wabyara umwana ariko aho wamurerera ntabwo ariho hakurerera. So ukabyara umwana niyo waba waramubyariye mbese nko muri mbese ahantu habi, aho hantu ntabwo ariho hakurerera, niho warerera uwo mwana. Does that make sense? Or do you think icyo ni ikintu cyo that you agree on cyangwa?
Okay.
Did you understand what I said?
I'm trying to run my head on it. Let me put it in Swahili first or English and then.
Okay.
I remember niyo take away na kugesha. Okay. Ahantu urere umwana nagwa hari hano umwana aza kurerera. It means the place that you can burn that kid is not the place that he won't raise you up, right?
So aho warerera umwana ntabwo ariho hakurerera.
Oh, okay.
So
I understand that.
Okay.
Mahali unaweza kumlelea mtoto sio mahali anaweza kukulelea wewe. It means I agree with that. For some specific, yes. Look, it means sometimes we will burn in tumezaliwa kwenye shida, you know? Lakini at some point mtoto anaweza kakua na ka make mama we proud, akamlea mazingira ambayo mama atakuwa happy and
Ikiingereza please.
Proud. Nawe umve Kiswahili, ndavuga kifulero. Kifulero. Ahandu. Wait. Ahandu. Ayandu. Ahandu nini? I cannot, man. My language is hard.
Rwanda.
Ahandu murerera umwana ntabwo ari handu azakurerera. So it means but yeah, I was saying we can be raised in a place that is not very healthy for us, but when we grow up we get to the point emotionally, and not only, I'm not talking about having something financial issues, I'm talking about emotional and everything. When you grow up you have to build a safest place for everybody, including those parents of yours. So when you grow up you are the responsible for their happiness and yours at the same time, because they did what they could at the time that they did what they did. So you get to that time that you have to do you now. As I was saying, I think I proved my point. I said it. Was it the right answer for you?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's good. Nkororeye muri Mike. Ikintu cya kabiri cyo twari dufite kuvuganaho kiravuga ngo money management. What do you have to say about that?
I'm the worst person to ask about money management because I spend a lot, but I have some knowledge on some stuff based on my failure, my mistakes, and all that. So we're getting into financial thing of basically what I can say is that any broke ass nigga like me out there, I'm sorry that I did curse. If you don't have $100, don't spend 10. create ways to get money that doesn't involve you going to company. And if you go to company, make that as an official way to pay your bills. But
Okay.
but after you pay your bills with that kind of money, save with the side hustle that you have. Everybody have something to do. Everybody has some talent. You can be drinking so much that's a talent to go somewhere that they're challenging people in drinking. Get paid on that. No, I'm being this serious. Everybody has something, and with that being said, you have to create ways to get a second hand. And if you think going to company making you money, just remember this tomorrow. Save at least 15% of that money you're getting, so you can pull yourself up tomorrow.
Right.
I'm still broke too. That's why I'm learning all these ways to get money. What about you?
Okay. So for me, my advice is that so for me, njyewe inama nabagira is that, guys, mu buzima, anything that bring you joy and you have money for it, just buy it. Nta myaka ijana. Nugera muri restaurant ukabona ibiryo biryoshye, just swipe that card. Nugera kuri online ukabona utwenda twiza, just order it. Nugera muri mall ukabona utwenda twiza, swipe it. Mama niwe ujya uhora complaining ngo jize ngo you always spend money ngo bitari necessary ngo iki n'ibiki. Nkamubaza ati tugura amafaranga ngo tuyabike cyangwa dukora amafaranga ngo tuyaguriye ibidushimisha? Do we work for that money so we can just keep it in our bank account, or we work so we can use that money to buy our happiness? If that nails is old, go get new ones. If that hair, yeah, that's my advice.
Okay, guys, they said what they said, but make sure you understand that doesn't apply to men.
Yeah.
That doesn't apply to men. You wanna know what? After you swipe that card, you swipe, and it's done. When is the time to give her that card to swipe to? My boy, she gonna leave your ass. She will leave your ass because you don't have it. So that does apply to you. Make sure you don't swipe so she can come swipe. What I'm saying, man, that does apply to you. The best way to live is knowing that tomorrow is secured. I'm not saying don't enjoy your life. I'm saying go places. Make sure when you go to places you spend, but remember the advice. If you have $10, spend $1.
Of course. Thank you. Anyway, guys, also this for guys. Please don't wear that shirt every day. Go buy a new one. Life is short. As a guy, don't wear them socks that you've been wearing for 3 months. Go buy another socks. It's not that serious. Seriously. Okay? Thank you. Anyway, guys. Also, the haircut, no, just don't go again. The cream barber. Oh,
Hey, man. If you hear me, all this look pretty shit is for them. You don't go out there looking so pretty. Of course, don't go out there stinking and people. Don't stink and all that. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Look good.
Right, like Ron, you've been waiting on.
I mean, yeah, on that one, yeah, yes, buy that cologne. Of course, buy that cologne. But again, you have to save for that cologne before you buy it.
Anyway, our next topic is relationship.
Nice.
Okay, what do you have to say about it?
Relationships. Oh, what do I have to say about relationship? Relationships are good. They're wonderful. They are amazing. I guess.
Okay, so that's all we have to say about relationship. Okay. Anyway, that's it. Okay.
Are you in a relationship?
Ningabjo. Yes.
Hey man, Ningabyo. You heard that? Ningabyo, bro. But it's okay. She's yours. Am I in a relationship? Yes. A lot of them. A lot of relationships. I'm in a relationship with Jesus. my family members. I'm a relationship with my friends. I'm a relationship with
Okay,
men and girls.
of course. Yeah. Anyway, guys, relationship is for the strong soldiers. So if you're not strong soldier, just stay on your ground, please.
Right.
Anyway, so dukomeze about relationship cyangwa nuko.
I I really don't have nothing to talk about relationships. Relationships are great and we love them.
I agree. Okay, so another discussion that we also have is self recognition.
Self-recognition.
Yeah, what he said.
Oh, so basically, she's talking about self-recognition. Um, so with that, it is all about you being aware of who you are as a person. We were talking about just lately before we get to this the talk. Whenever we got here, we were talking about sleeping. We were talking about taking care of ourselves. So we talked about you going to the store and make sure you buy that cologne. If you recognize yourself is one of those things, is still in the ones of those things. But what we're talking about here is you knowing what you're good at, what you're good at, what you're not good at. Um, you as a person, who are you as a person? What do you think?
So the reason why we prepared this discussion is because like I said earlier, the best powerful thing you can have is knowledge. So I would say this to everybody that doesn't recognize the capability of self recognition. Recognition? Yeah. So I would say how you love yourself or how you take care of yourself, how you carry yourself, is that how people would also take you. If you always put yourself down, people will also put you down. So if you wanna be be respect what?
Respected.
Yeah, respected. If you wanna be loved, if you don't wanna anything negative that comes in your way, first you have to put your standard on the ground, like stand on it yourself as well. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
But also, oh, this mic was weird. But yeah, also what I'm trying to say is that self-recognition goes together with self-love, right? Um, if you don't recognize yourself, you cannot know people. We talked about knowledge. We talked about relationships, and all those two things. They still in that you recognizing yourself first. Because if you don't know who you are, you won't understand what you need to be doing. Everybody has a purpose in living, right? You here for a purpose. What's yours? It may be religious, it may not be, but you actually have a purpose in life. And for you to pursue that, you need to recognize who you are first.
Right.
And also, we talked about relationships. With that relationships, we're talking about family members. We're talking about your lover, the one your lover. You cannot love them if you don't give yourself love. So you need to know yourself to love yourself, so you can love others. So on my standards, after all this, what we just talked about, self-recognition goes first, and then everything comes after that.
Yeah, so anything other than loving yourself, when it comes to self love, it's not worth it. I say this because some girls, they complain that, I mean, like, I see them, they're like in a relationship, and they're like, oh, this guy doesn't treat me right, oh, this guy does this. I'm like, girl, if you knew how, like, the worth of you, like, if you know how to love yourself, you will not allow that to happen to you. Hey, why you look like you disagree?
No, I don't disagree. I just need the microphone. Or he's treating you like that because you are like that.
Yeah.
I just have to be honest with you guys. I hate niggas who treat women badly. But some women, they deserve what they're getting. So yeah, don't mind me about what I was saying. But what she said was right. If you don't love yourself, nobody gonna love you, girl. If that nigga is not worth it, live the nigga. Also, man, if the woman she's not worth it, she's not worth it, bro. You know, live the girl.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay. But of course, Nanya, that's all I have to say. Hey, go. Another thing, the last one we had is mental capability. Yeah.
mental capability.
Yeah.
How? You trying to have some test on mental capability?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, bring it on.
Okay. So, reka nkubaze ikibazo. Bajya bavuga ngo, abantu b'iwacu bajya bakunda kuvuga ngo 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 mbese bagashaka kuvuga ngo abazungu ngo bazi ubwenge iyo babonye barakoze like nk'ibi bintu biri like all this technology stuff. So ngiye nakubaza ngo utekereza ko ari uko yari abazungu cyangwa ntabwo ubwenge mbese n'ubwenge it doesn't matter uruhu rwo waba ufite?
Okay. Abazungu, it doesn't mean that they're smarter than all of you guys.
I love you guys.
Okay, all of you guys who says that, and don't say that because I don't actually believe just because they've vetted some stuff it means that they're smarter than anybody. No, I just believe that if you know your story and you know where you come from, you understand that there was a moment that you guys have a civilization in your continent and all that. You had a system that was working for you guys before any colonial era. Not only colonial era, before anything that slows you down. The only way for you to move on with the world, to be on the world standards right now, make sure you manufacture things, is killing that mindset of saying that they can what we can't. So you bring fear in yourself, you bring self-doubt in yourself. After you do that, the next thing is that you cannot do shit. You cannot. The only way to do things is you trying things, and we were a little bit late. I'm not gonna lie to you, we were a little bit late on civilization because after everything was distracted, everything was turning down. We had to catch up, and we're playing the catch-up game right now. But doesn't mean we are slower than them. We actually think we're doing our best because after everything that happened, we are doing big things.
Okay.
Yes.
So, no, it doesn't matter uruhu rwose rwaba ufite.
No.
Ubwenge ni ukubuvukana gusa. Ubwenge umuntu arabuvukana. Okay.
And not only bwenge vukana, not only that, you also have to be a go-getter. You need to understand that you have to go out there and do research. You need to be out there challenging yourself every day and each day. It doesn't take only your mind to build a wealth of generation for generation and build a system that truly work for you. I'm talking about Africans because we are here in the USA anyway. We left our homes and all that for some bullshit that's happening in our countries. But it doesn't mean that that should be our life forever. It means that we should try to do things in the right way. Try because we want to get it right, not try because we trying to try things. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Do you have anything for me?
Niwo take away Rikasha Nago chamo. That's what I have for you. Does that mean if you cook a stone and it boils, I cannot be with you? How about what? Hey, they're going to put a video for you guys to watch.
Ngo niyo wateka ibuye rigasha.
Nago byavamo.
Anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for everything else. Yeah. What do you have? What's the last thing you have to say? As you're closing.
Again, as I start with saying, I'm a music director and a CEO of Inframe 24. If you guys have a wedding, have a photography, photo shoot, you have any events or music videos you wanna shoot, you're welcome to hit me up everywhere. My website will be soon on the internet. Inframe.com. Inframe24.com. And on Instagram, Inframe24 everywhere. And you can follow me. I am Ray Chris on Instagram. Thank you.
So guys, ni umuphotographer, ni umuvideographer, byose arabikora mu bintu byose bijyanye n'amavideo n'ibindi byose. So uramutse ukeneye gukoresha amafoto cyangwa amavideo, nawe wamuhamagara cyangwa ukamwandikira whatever. Yeah.
So when am I doing yours?
So I'll just say thank you guys for watching, subscribe, like and more. So stay tuned. Nkunda kuvuga ngo iyi ni imirabyo inkuba ntiziraza, ngabivuge.
Iyi ni imirabyo inkuba ntiraza.
Bisobanura iki?
This is just a line and the tender is not here yet.
Yes.
Hii ni misukosuko ya radi ila bado radi.
Yeah, what he say? Nibyo. Merci, bye bye. Mwah.
Assez parlé, plus que des mots je veux partager. Assez parlé, avec toi j'aimerais m'oublier. Pas souvent.